Hello, welcome to the Bankers 2019 View from Sibos video series, filmed on location in London. I'm Joy Macknight, Managing Editor at The Banker, and I'm joined by Lisa Robbins, Global Head, Transaction Banking at Standard Chartered, to talk about transformation to stay relevant. Lisa, thanks so much for joining me today.
My pleasure, Joy.
And I understand that you did a spotlight session this week, and it was all about turning disruptors into enablers. So what did you talk about?
Well, actually, I started out using Shazam as an example. If you think about what Shazam did to the music industry and to customer experience, you take that one step further. We have a lot of things that we need and are doing that are just like Shazam did to make sure that that customer experience is way more comfortable for a customer. And so really when you think about it, we always are afraid of the fintechs. We're afraid of platforms. And this was a couple years ago when we were at Sibos. That was the whole talk. Now, if you think about it, they really pointed us in the right direction. And at Standard Chartered, like many other institutions, we're looking at how we can disrupt ourselves, but also enable a better client experience. When we think about customer experiences, we have two ways of doing it. One, we can develop it in a proprietary way, or we can do it in collaboration. We can either curate a platform experience for our clients, bringing different capabilities to that platform. So in that case, we are the curator. In other cases, we could actually be participating in other people's platforms. The main thing is the customer experience at the end of the day. And if we can provide it, we're in good shape.
I know application programming interfaces are sort of making a big splash at this Sibos. How do you think it's going to really change the transaction banking world?
Well, APIs actually offer us a great advantage in bringing together our capabilities and making it easy, seamless, and frictionless for customers to interact with us, on one hand. On the other hand, if we think about what a mashup of APIs is, bringing them all the different capabilities together and have one interface, we can provide a full series of different capabilities to a customer through one seamless integration. Who wouldn't want that?
And then how can transaction banks really adopt an agile mindset?
That's a great point, because culture is fundamental to any change we're doing. And we all know that I'm part of a 160-year-old institution, and clearly we wouldn't have lasted this long if we hadn't adapted over those last 160 years, and we won't be here if we don't adapt to the next 160. So I think we recognize the need to change, to be a learning culture, to drive a learning experience both for ourselves, for our customers, and for society. Secondly, we really need to focus on what's good for the planet. And being a sustainable institution and supporting sustainable endeavors is really critical as well.
I think banks and also corporates, your corporate clients and your FI clients, they're having a tough time really adapting to this pace of change that's happening, whether it's in technology, whether it's in customer expectations. How is Standard Chartered working with your clients to really help them adapt and change?
Our customers want to change. They're like banks. They need to change in order to adapt to the new world. E-commerce is changing the way many manufacturers operate and many of our suppliers and buyers interact. So they know they need to change, and they are changing. I think the beauty of what's happening now is we're not going about this in two independent silos. We're working with customers to co-create, to look how the new technologies and the new ways of delivering services, because we all have customers, is going to make it easy, fast, seamless, speedy, and accurate with really great reporting for all concerned.
So my last question is really about what are the hot topics here and what's creating the buzz on the conference floor?
Of course, the theme of Sibos is hyperconnectivity, so we're all talking about how we connect. We just talked about APIs and new technologies. We're also talking about some very age-old issues, ones that are becoming even more important, cyber. Cyber is really critical. And then the final thing that I think of over and over again that's coming out is, how do we best work together? How do we collaborate? How do we all enter and change our cultures to be relevant and proactive in the new world?